Christmas celebrates the arrival of Christ at a time when people were longing for the light. That is both the subject and the title of the Christmas presentation by All for One Productions. I'm Scott Kump, and today on Life and Faith Indiana, Lauren Nichols and Stacy Custer with All for One have joined us to tell us about Longing for the Light. Welcome back, ladies.
Thanks, Scott. Nice to be here.
So Christmas is coming up, Longing for the Light. This is the second year you've done this as your Christmas presentation.
Yes.
Can you describe it for us?
It is an evening of a variety of scripture readings, poetry, other dramatic readings, some sketches, both contemporary and biblical, original music, Christmas carols for the audience to sing. There's even some interpretive dance. It's a little bit of everything, and it's about the same length as a church service. It's 75 minutes with no intermission.
And there are some things that are rooted in All for One's past.
Yes.
Presentations that you used to, that you've brought forward into this, but also some new material as well.
Right. People will know who've been following us for a while that we started life in 1992 as a touring repertory company. And over time, various organizations would ask us to do a Christmas presentation. It was usually as part of like a banquet. So they wanted maybe a half an hour of material. And we had something that we called Christmas Collage that we used for years. And a couple of kind of the anchor pieces from that made their way into Longing for the Light. Stacy could probably tell you more about what was the impetus for us creating this piece at this time.
Yeah, so I've lost track of time, as we do. But it was in the end of 21, wasn't it? 22? Gosh, what year are we even in? Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we were going through a process where we were just sort of looking at All for One as an organization and kind of revisiting mission, vision, values, and all of that.
And you used to do 4 full-length productions.
And so along with that analysis, mission, vision, values was also capacity and ability, really, right now. And so we had to back off on the 4-show season just because we don't have the capacity for that currently.
I would say 4 main stage shows.
Yeah.
We are still doing 4 productions, but only 2 big full productions in the Arts Lab.
Because the 4 big productions was just such a strain on our resources, being staff resources, financial resources. It was just too much. So Lauren and I were talking one day, and I said, who made the rule that our season has to be 4 big shows in the Arts Lab? And she just looked at me and was like, well, nobody, I guess. And so I was like, so let's try something different. We don't have to keep doing things the way we've been doing them. So we were just thinking about different things we could do. And she says, we are really the only faith-based theater company in town. Why aren't we doing a full-on Christmas show about the Lord and the reason that we celebrate this time of year?
Because if we
Christians.
don't do it, I said, who's going to if we don't? But the problem was, I really wanted to protect our company from just being a part of the glut of performances that happened in December, which also just kind of dominate your life at a time when you'd like to be doing more things with your church, with your family. So we had always ended up with a show that closed before Thanksgiving. And even though we often did a Christmas-themed show, it wasn't Jesus in the manger, because something that's that Christ-focused before Thanksgiving just feels odd.
Seems out of place.
Well, and this Longing for the Light, you're actually doing in a church. You do it in a different church each year.
Yes. That's our model now, is something that is modular. It's something that we can swap pieces in and out. It's very flexible, and it absolutely can be done in any size venue.
There's no complicated sets.
Nope.
Little in the way of costuming.
Right. The costuming is again, going back to our roots, we always used to perform in what I call biblical neutral. We're wearing concert black and then just a piece of fabric, something that suggests possibly a biblical costume. And for the modern pieces, it takes place in a car at wintertime. So they put on a coat, and it's really easy. It allows the audience to use their imagination, too.
Now, what size is the cast?
6. There's 3 couples.
And are any of them the same from last year?
We have 1 new actor.
Okay.
So we have Dennis and I are the elder statesmen of the cast. Anna Mackey and Gabe Schneider are re-upping as our contemporary couple. And then our Mary and Joseph are Kalia Wilfong and a new actor, Josiah Doran, Fun fact, his mother and father were our original Mary and Joseph back in 1997.
Okay, I was trying to think of where I heard that last name, but and he's the only one I don't know. I know all the others are multi-talented.
Yes, and Josiah is a singer as well as an actor, and but this is his debut with us.
Great. So we haven't even talked about the date yet.
No, we haven't. It's the first weekend of December because, like Lauren said, we wanted to try to not contribute quite so much to the just overwhelmingness of Christmas events. So
And
we want to
just
keep
beyond
it
Thanksgiving.
It's just after Thanksgiving, right before really the mad rush of Christmas begins. So it's the 6th and the 7th, and Friday night the performance is at 7:30, and Saturday afternoon it's a matinee performance at 2:30.
Now, do people need to get tickets in advance?
Yes, they do. Those tickets are available at our website. Just go to allforonefw.org, click on the picture of the event, and it'll take you right to the site that you need to go to.
And where is this going to happen?
It's at Redemption Bible Church.
That's at the corner of Stellhorn and Wheelock up in Northeast Fort Wayne. Happens to be the church where Dennis and I attend. And they are excited about this for the exact reason that we're hoping churches will be excited about this production. We know that not every church needs something to come in from the outside. They're a well-oiled machine. They've got a lot of talent in their own church, and they do a cantata, a musical, a big concert. But other churches, for whatever reason, can find themselves in a season where they just don't have the capacity to do something special for Christmas for their people. Redemption is in the midst of moving to a brand new building, and the last thing they need is to try to do a Christmas production this year. So it was perfect timing for them. But there are other churches that are small enough that maybe they're never really going to be able to do what they'd like to do. But this kind of partnership allows us to come in and do the majority while they contribute the vocalists and band to lead the Christmas carols. We're also seeing it as an ideal outreach opportunity. If they've got friends, neighbors that they'd like to see come to church, but maybe they're reluctant to come on Sunday morning, but they'll come to something at Christmas time, which is more like a performance, and they'll hear the good news.
Yeah, and Christmas, I hate to say it this way, but a lot of times at Christmas, you can get away with a lot more of the sacred music, if you will.
Absolutely.
I mean, it plays on mainstream radio.
Right.
Yeah.
So last year, the first year that you did Longing for the Light, you did it at First Missionary Church,
that
which
was our
had
debut.
ties to All for One.
Right.
This year's at Redemption Bible. And next
we'll
year,
see next
we don't
year.
know.
Right.
So,
If people are listening who think, "Ooh, our church would really benefit from this," then let us know.
and as you pointed out, the performances are Friday night and Saturday afternoon. So if you're thinking, oh, no, we're not going to have time, you're going to have time to get ready for church the next day. The idea
That's
is to
right.
not interfere with the normal services and that
exactly.
sort
And
of thing.
this is a piece that I think will appeal to all ages. It moves quickly. It has humor. It has lots of music in it and the audience participation aspect as well. And it's very friendly to the pocketbook too, isn't it?
Yes, it's very affordable. It's $10 per ticket, and children 12 and under are free.
Wow.
So they will
Bring the
still
whole
need
family.
Exactly. And you still need a ticket for those 12 and unders, but you just reserve the number that you want and you don't actually pay for them.
And seating is limited.
Yes, it is. We've got about 214 seats per performance. So, and it's not just for the church and the church community. It's for our community at large. So if you're listening to this and thinking, well, I don't go to Redemption, I don't go to the church where it's being performed. That doesn't matter. You are welcome. They would love to have you. We would love to have you.
Yeah, you can go there and sit and watch it and start thinking, how would they make this fit in my church next
Exactly.
year?
Absolutely. Because this is something we would like just to make a part
Permanent
of
part.
our season, for the foreseeable future. This would be one of the 4 things that we do.
And this is very non-denominational,
Yes.
too. So, I mean, if you're a Lutheran church, a Catholic church,
Yeah, it's not
whatever.
going to matter.
yeah.
It's not going to matter.
Yep.
So, again, that's that first weekend in December. One of my favorites from last year, and you've told me the title of the sketch, and I can't remember the name of it.
Ben, Hannah, and the Witness.
Yes. And
It's an old shepherd named Ben coming home at dawn to tell his wife everything that's happened to him the night before. But she, oh dear, being who she is, she won't let him get a word in edgewise. And she keeps asking him non-essential questions. It's a very funny piece. We've never found anything we liked any better. Dennis and I have been doing this piece for over 30 years. And now at last, I'm old enough to play, Hannah.
And a member of your board wrote some original music. Well,
Yes.
one original song and
Two.
then, it was
Yes,
two.
we're
Okay.
producing 2 of his original pieces that I think he's only ever performed them in his own church. John Swearens wrote a lovely ensemble piece called Christmas in Our Town, and then a setting of the Magnificat that the women will sing at an appropriate time after the scripture readings that go with it.
And our most recent interview prior to this, you had your longtime stage manager and occasional assistant director, Sarita, here.
Yep.
That's her father.
Yes, it is. And her mom is our costumer. So they've made All for One kind of a family affair, and we're very grateful.
And,
John will actually be accompanying those 2
okay.
pieces that he wrote.
And you say for the Christmas carols, you'll have
Redemption
musicians
will
from
provide,
the church.
yes, they will
provide
be the
accompaniment.
band that will lead the carols.
So the church gets to participate.
Absolutely.
So let's remind people again, date, time, and how they get tickets.
All right, it's December 6th and 7th. The 6th is a Friday, it's at 7:30. Saturday is at 2:30. And you can get tickets at allforonefw.org.
And that's at,
Redemption Bible Church on the corner of Wheelock and Stellhorn.
again, my guests today have been Lauren Nichols and Stacy Custer with All for One Productions talking about Longing for the Light. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.